very, very high, and it really has been a very heated election this year, with a lot of hopes and expectations being pinned on the various parties. Well, I'm now joined by the leader of the opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, Helen Zille. How are you feeling? I know it's early days, but the board is looking good.
Leanne, I think I'm feeling more tired than anything else at the moment. An overwhelming sense of relief that these 73 days of 18-hour per day campaigning is over. And we're looking at the board and seeing if we did well enough to justify those incredible hours that we worked day and night. I'm encouraged by the initial results, but I also learn that the strong DA areas come in early and the weak DA areas tend to come in later.
Yeah.
So I work very, very hard not to get my hopes up. I've got the statisticians coming in right now, and the statisticians will do a lot of projection for me and give me a more accurate result, weighing up our strong areas and our weaker areas.
Yeah, even though the CSIR results are coming through in terms of their predictions, and they're showing a much stronger performance for the DA.
Maybe you can tell me what it is, because I have been looking at my own stats and not hearing the CSIRs.
Yeah, CSIR predicting, I've got a piece of paper here. What they are predicting on the national vote is that you're going to be getting 22.2% of the entire vote. Does that make you happy or not so happy?
Not so happy. I'd like to do a little bit better than that. But look, I'll take it. We got 16.6 last time, 22.2 this time.
It's a good improvement.
It's great. It's a good improvement, you know. And if we keep on going up every time, it'll be really great.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a little better than that, but I'll take it.
That's what a lot of the analysts have been saying, is that through the years the DA seems to be increasing every single year. They're standing in every single province, and that's what I think is quite a good thing for the DA. But I think you want to see it more, don't you?
I do realize that we're in a race against time in South Africa. We have to save this constitution, and we have to build a competitive democracy. So I'm very, very aware of what the challenge is and how big it is, and that's why I'd very much like to make faster progress. But that's how it is, and so I have to work as hard as I can and take the progress that we get.
Yeah, I heard a cheer coming from your table. Yeah, they were manning it a bit earlier when the Western Cape results are coming in, because a lot of the districts are being reported there, and it looks like you're still hanging on to it with a very, very strong lead.
Yes, the Western Cape is very encouraging at this stage, but again, Khayelitsha is not in yet.
Yeah.
But then, as far as I could see, Mitchell's Plain wasn't in yet either. So some areas balancing each other out, but the fat lady has to sing, and I've learned never ever to chuckle till the fat lady sings.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Well, I mean, earlier, and now the fat lady is starting to sing, because in KwaZulu-Natal at one stage you were actually ahead of the IFP, which is a massive achievement.
I'm still hoping we'll pull ahead when the urban vote comes in.
Yeah, that could be the case. But
I'm still hoping we'll pull ahead when the urban vote comes in.
What are you hoping in KwaZulu-Natal?
Well, it would be wonderful if we could be the official opposition there. That would be wonderful. It's an aim we've had for a very long time. And I'd like to be the official opposition in every province, but let's see how it pans out.
Okay. Well, I can tell you, according to the CSIR, you are going to be the official opposition in KZN at 13.6%. I'm going to give you this. You need to read
I think I need to read it, but
you see,
I don't want to get too excited or too depressed.
No, all right.
But
So
I would like to keep that, if you wouldn't mind, Leanne,
with pleasure.
because then I'll go and compare it with our statistics.
Yeah, the last thing before I let you know, because I know you got a radio interview, Gauteng. You have been gunning for Gauteng. How are you feeling now?
Well, I've got to still see which areas are outstanding. Last time I looked, Johannesburg was outstanding, Tshwane was outstandanding, the whole of Pretoria. So those areas make a big difference to us.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you. Thanks
for
talking
very,
to
very
us.
Much.
Good luck. And I hope your neck doesn't go into spasm from looking up at this board.
Nothing can take me into more spasms than my legs have been in these last days.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
All right. Well, there you go. You see, what happens during electioneering doesn't happen behind the scenes. Here's Gwede. How are you feeling?
Are
you doing good? Okay, we're swapping positions.
Okay.
So I'm speaking to the official opposition. They're feeling quite confident. She doesn't want to get too excited because, obviously it's still early days, but the ANC, you're coming out strong, very strong.
As a sprinter, I know that what is most important part of the race is to kick out of the blocks quick and fast.
Yeah.
And therefore it gives a solid start. Then you can keep the momentum and win the race.
Yeah. So you're feeling that this is how you were expecting to begin.
We've started very well. Big areas are not in yet, and we're going to do much better in the bigger areas. As you know that in Gauteng, bigger part of Tshwane, Johannesburg, Egoruleni are not in. That's where the results are going to come from. And even if you go to the Western Cape, your Kailicha, your Nyanga, your Langa, your Mitchell's Plain are not in. That's where the results are going to come from.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that's exactly what Helen Zille was saying as well.
Yes.
Is waiting for those areas to see exactly how it goes. Let's talk national, though, and let's have a look and see how you're doing. 2.5 million votes to the ANC at this stage right now. That's a good showing. The DA's got 1,173,000 votes. Are you happy at this stage with that number?
That is a good number. That's why I say it's a good start. You are kicking out of the block with the necessary speed. Therefore, you can keep the race going. And I think we're going to do well overall in these elections. Now, it's no time for predictions. Results are trickling in. And we're watching them very closely.
Yeah. What about the EFF?
I'm not a member of EFF. I'm a member of the ANC.
But they're doing nicely.
For them. The ANC is doing well.
Okay.
Yeah, because you see, half the time people think that when FF is doing well, the ANC is collapsing. And I see a different picture that other opposition parties are disappearing fast, and the ANC is not disappearing.
Yes. That is one thing. We have seen a couple of the parties not performing the way they should have, or they could have done in these elections. But let's talk at your strongholds. Eastern Cape.
Eastern Cape are doing well.
Very strong over there. Good showing.
Free State are doing well.
Which is the province at this stage that you're most proud of?
I'm worried about Gauteng. We should do much better than that in Gauteng. We should do much better in the Northern Cape. We must do much better in Limpopo. Otherwise, we're doing relatively well in all the other provinces. In the Western Cape, that is not a very solid start. It should improve faster than what is happening now. Otherwise, we'll do much better.
All right, Gwede, thank you very much
for
talking to us. Good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
It is going to be a very exciting day for all the political parties, no doubt, and we're going to continue to monitor them very closely.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Gwede Mantashe talking to us. We got also the UDM here with us as well. Nice to see you. How are you feeling?
At this stage, I'm not too sure whether I'm more concerned that I'm freezing or with the election results.
You're worried about the temperature. I think you're the only political party worried about the temperature. I want to see your votes. 41,845. You haven't got a seat yet. Are you nervous?
Well, I would expect everybody would say that, they are. I hear some of the political parties are very bullish about where they're going with all of this, but I think everybody is more cautiously optimistic about where they're going. Still many results that have to come in. You can see certain trends at the moment, but there's still some results to come in, and then of course the metros make a big difference to the results. We cross our fingers and hope for the rest.
Well, absolutely. But I can see that your biggest voter amount right now is coming in the Western Cape, 3,566. Is that what you were expecting, or is there other
Eastern
provinces?
Eastern Cape is at 31,000.
I beg your pardon. Thank you. 31,602. So that is the biggest showing right now.
Yes. So it's the lion's share of what our total is at the moment.
That's what you're expecting?
Well, we hope for better, like everybody else, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, if you look at what the past results was in 2009, we want to do better than that.
What were your results in 2009?
I'm not sure nationally. I think it was 0.8. I'm not too sure. I'm going to speak under correction.
Hoping for this year?
Well, Mr. Olemisa says double digits.
Okay.
But like I said, sometimes you must go and brag around and are we going to beat you, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That must be the tough one. But listen, we're watching it for you. I'm sure you're watching it very, very closely. And good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you so much.
Well, pleasure. Thanks for talking to us.
Okay.
That was the UDM. That is what they're standing at right now. 43,000 just jumped up. 455 is how many votes that they've got in. Just remember that this is very early days. We keep telling you this. It's early days. Only just under 15% of the voting districts have been declared in these elections so far. The morning is but a baby. So believe me, there's a lot of growing and a lot of counting to happen right now. But that's the UDM, 43,000. They don't have a seat yet, but I'm sure that'll change as the results come in. 50,000 at this stage is a seat in Parliament, a guaranteed seat in Parliament. All right, let's talk CSIR again. I showed the DA your predictions. They haven't even seen them yet. I think everybody's too scared to start getting their hopes up because they can be let down quite badly. How accurate are your predictions?
With the turnout of the count coming in, we are fairly confident of the numbers that we have.
Yeah.
Because in how the model is built, it doesn't only rely on the votes that are coming in this election. It builds on the trends that were established in 2009 as an example.
Yeah.
So there's a fair degree of confidence from our side to think this should be what the final picture will look like.
How do you come up with the predictions? How does it work?
The prediction is built on analyzing the trends from the 2009 election, and then as the votes are coming in, we're starting to build trends for this present election as well, and kind of, if I could express it visually, make an overlay of the 2009 trends and the emerging trends that we're picking up in this present election.
Yeah.
And the two help us to have a fairly good idea of what the final outcome should look like.
Well, talking to, as I mentioned, Professor Susan Boyson a bit earlier, she had a copy of these results. She was saying that really your predictions for 2009 could have been a percentage point out. That's how accurate they actually are.
That is correct.
Okay.
I mean, we back our prediction to be within around 0.5%.
Okay.
After 10% of the results have come in.
We've got viewers that have just tuned in. Obviously, they've been sleeping, they're waking up, they want to know what that final picture may look like. Again, it's not the final result, certainly not yet. I mean, that's only going to be declared probably on Saturday. What does the national picture, according to your predictions, look like?
The national picture predicts like the ANC being at around 63.4%, which is down from 65.9% in the 2009 election, whereas the DA is at 22.2%, which is a strong movement up from around 16.6%.
Okay.
And one of the key interesting things coming up is the EFF taking third spot and the total disappearance of COPE from the top.
That's a big thing. It's a very big thing. I mean, EFF really in every province having a showing and being the third strongest party, if not the second strongest party in the official opposition. I think, according to your predictions, that would be in Limpopo.
Yeah, in Limpopo, Northwest, as well as the Free State, they approximate 10%, in those three provinces. And that translates into them being the third strongest party.
Third strongest party.
In the national picture.
All right. Well, there is the prediction. That's what we've been talking about, and we'll continue to talk about them throughout the show. Thank you so much for talking to us, and enjoy the rest of the day being here on the floor. This is the IC Centre. It's the National Results Operating Centre. All of the results are coming in here. It's exceptionally exciting being here. Here I am. I'm moving to this camera. You can see all of the political party leaders are coming here. They're gathering. This is where they'll stay. The party agents are here, and I can tell you something, everybody's heads are up on this board, and then you suddenly just see the figure moving. I mean, it might be sitting at 64,000, and the next time you look up it's at 67,000. So that's how fast it's moving. Let me just tell you, as we go into an ad break, I can tell you the top three parties and the national results. The ANC is at 2,619,731 votes. We've got the DA sitting at 1,203,367 votes. And then finally, the EFF, the third best performing party in this general election of 2014, at 186,891 votes. You stay right where you are. More election news after this.